Welcome back to Saving New Zealand Football, or the less clickbait title, Saving South Island Football. I was going to continue on about Christchurch United and the announcements the club had made about its Pacific Champions League bid and the continued physical infrastructure building it was doing. But something else has come up. So last weekend, the Nelson Top Division football title was decided at A&P Park here in Blenheim on Saturday. The local team Rangers FC took on FC Nelson and fell just short in a titanic struggle. Rangers went into the match needing a win or draw to clinch the title, but got neither, the visitors prevailing 2-1. Now the winners of this division are able to challenge to go into a playoff to be in the New Zealand Football Southern League. It would have been a big deal for either side, and both of them would have to be considered rank outsiders to get in. Both probably don't have the resources or the opportunities and pathways for their younger players that the other competitors from the bigger centres probably have. But what if we had another option? Today I had some interesting information come across my desk. It wasn't much more than a loose concept, and I don't know who initially instigated it. It was the concept of a pathway club. The idea that there could be a merger of sorts between FC Nelson and Rangers. One where both clubs still play in their own leagues in Nelson and Blenheim, both retaining their own committees and governance, retaining the rivalries at the local level, but providing an elite pathway to the Southern League, and maybe one day the National League. A pathway together but separate. FC, I think, sort of do this already on a smaller scale. I wouldn't say I know exactly how it works, but FC's local rivals have got to include Karenni and Loco, both of which are part of the FC club. Hell, Karenni are the only ones who beat the league champions this year. I was blown away with the possibilities. Not only possible pathways for players to be seen at a higher level, there would be more opportunities for the development of the women's game, of futsal, or maybe even school partnerships and first kick programs. You could centralise some full-time staff, they could train coaches, could work on sponsorship and general business instead of some mum or dad trying to fit it in after work but before training. Of course, I can just hear some of the parents I discuss football every Saturday with say how this would destroy the local competitions, but the way I saw it would be more like a repurposed version of combined representative football. Something that we've done to a very high level in the near past with Tasman United and the youth team the Falcons. I don't know if this is happening or if it's just a dream said aloud by a few people who will remain nameless. After their battle last Saturday, why couldn't the talent of both clubs have a shared future? Phil Thompson was involved with Tasman United and the Falcons. Maybe we should challenge him as FC's club president and the powers that be at Rangers to sit down and talk. Who knows what might happen? I think we all know that mainland football is probably going to focus their time and our money on Christchurch, and that if we want a better future for football outside of the main centres, we have to create it ourselves.